Alright, it's the 14th of April 2025. Just thought I'd whip around and do a bit of a quick video of our native garden that we started about 4 years ago, maybe 4.5 years ago. Pretty much from scratch. There's a couple of trees that we kept, but here we go. This is probably one of the newer sections. I've only done that a couple of years ago. Got the silver princess there. We're in Torquay, so I tried to pick a lot of things that would grow well on the coast here. Had a good look around at neighbours' gardens to see what the council have planted to see what grows well. But yeah, we've got lots of smallish type eucalypts, lots of poas, a bit of cushion bush, some coastal speargrass, Vaccinium nodosa, some lamandra, just trying to get that really native sort of coastal bush look. This leucoxyl in here's looking pretty happy, Yuki dwarf, and yeah, he was probably only a couple of feet high when I planted it, maybe 1.5 to 2 years ago. Got some prickly tea tree over the back. I think they call it fireworks grevillea or something like that down here. It's quite stunning when it gets its red flowers. Got a bit of a play space here for the kids. It's the outdoor shower that I've just done up. It's very nice. We've actually got that plumbed with hot water, so that's very, very nice after coming home from the beach. This is what's it called again? Coastal beard heath, which is found all around the coastline here, and we were lucky enough that we had a large one in our front yard when we moved here, and so a few of the we've been able to sort of get some tiny seedlings from underneath that tree and put them around to other parts of the yard. And they grow these little white berries in summer, or green berries, and when they turn white in summer, you can actually eat them. They're really sweet. They're pretty cool. So swamp banksia, it's pretty happy here next to the outdoor shower because it gets lots of water. Another silver princess there, which seems pretty happy. These are some boxes that my kids have done up. A little bit of an experiment to see what they could grow, what sort of things they could grow, just mostly from cuttings and things like that. Mostly a native garden. We've got an ornamental grapevine here that I'd like to grow up and over this pergola for a bit of shade in summer. It's our fire pit area. That tree, I can't remember what it's called, but that was one of the ones that was here when we moved here, one of the few. Heaps of poa. I think last count we'd planted over 300 plants. A lot of those are just poas and lamandra and little things like that that are just sort of covering the ground. And they're so happy here. Grass tree, lots of Vaccinium nodosa, more coastal beard heath. There's quite a few of those around. And this is one of my favourites, this one. That is a eucalyptus woodwardii. Similar sort of to the silver princess, that they sort of grow up and then weep down. But it's got the most awesome, like fluorescent yellow flowers. Probably a bit hard to see, but yeah, really cool. Love this plant. That one's probably been in for 4 years, so it's growing a bit slower than some of the other things. I think it's called a yellow flowered gum, or lemon flowered gum or something might be the common name, and it's got quite a strong lemony sort of smell to it. Neighbours have got this tree over here that's getting all its autumn leaves at the moment, which is pretty nice actually. Got some coastal spear grass here. I've tried to plant, I really love that, but it's quite spiky, so I try not to plant it anywhere where we might brush up against it walking past. And this leucoxylon here, Yuki dwarf, that's only been in for 3 years and it's really grown a lot. Seems very happy, and it's got masses of buds at the moment, flower buds. It's going to be awesome. It flowered this time last year, and it has the red flowers. We have got one around the other side of the yard that's got the yellowy creamy flowers, which is pretty cool. There's a grevillea in the back there. I think it's called like Yamba Sunshine or something like that. It hasn't flowered yet, but it's got really like rich yellow flowers. And this is one of my favorites as well, the Eucalyptus torquata. This is the first time it's ever had flowers, or started to flower. It's got the coolest shaped little flower buds. Coral gum is its common name, but it is awesome. And again, all these eucalypts that I've put in around, because it's only a smallish block, like 800 square meters. So they're all eucalypts that don't get too big, maybe that sort of 6 to 8, even maybe up to 10 meters tall. That's my wife's orchard, she calls it. She's got a few fruit trees and things in there, apple and mandarin and some peaches, and I don't know what's in there, to be honest. I don't do much with that area. This is another one of my favorites. It's Eucalyptus presiana. Doesn't look that great at the moment because I hacked it right back 6 months ago, but it has got the most awesome big yellow, fluorescent yellow flowers. But I chopped all those off just because we wanted to let some light through to the fruit trees. Here's another one of them here. This is what the nuts look like after they've flowered. That's quite big, like probably 2 or 3 centimeters across. And this one's actually got a few new ones starting to grow this season. Love these Vaccininia nodoses, but they do spread quite quickly and grow quite quickly, and I don't mind them hanging over the path a little bit, but they can get a little bit too much sometimes. We've got to chop them back. And what else have we got here? Some more cushion bush hiding in there. Some more coastal beard heath and some poa. I've got a few callistemons that I've put in probably in the last year or so, and they haven't quite flowered yet, but lots of coria just hiding around different places. Coria alba, it's looking pretty happy. Some more coria. I'm not sure what these ones are called, but I actually got that from a cutting just on a bush track actually at the back of Torquay here. This is a pretty cool one, this Eucalyptus victrix. It's got these tiny little flowers. This is the first season that it's flowered. The possums keep eating the leaves, the new growth off the top, which is a bit annoying. It's another leucoxylon that I planted probably only, I don't know, maybe 6 to 8 months ago. It's pretty happy. Another Victrix here. Eucalyptus Victrix. That's the street that way, so I tried to create a bit of privacy here with some plants that sort of screen off the deck area. It's working quite well. This is another Yuki dwarf, but it's always looked a little bit different. The new growth up the top has always been much greener than the other ones we've got. The other ones, they're more of a reddish colour, and I've always wondered why this one looked a bit different to the other ones. And then just a few days ago, I noticed that it's got the cream sort of coloured flowers instead of the red, so I guess that's why it's a bit different. But apparently they're quite rare, those cream ones. Like 5% of them turn out to be cream. Got a Banksia marginata there, and a couple more silver princesses. They're pretty happy. Lots of nice big flowers ready to open soon. These rusted Corten steel boxes were to be a veggie patch, and we've used them a little bit, but we've also got a toddler at home, so a lot of that stuff's been put on hold for a couple of years, but I'm sure we'll get back into it soon. It has got some strawberries in there at the moment, but yeah, we just sort of leave those alone. This is round to the front yard. When we actually moved here, there was a fence that went from that wall straight across to this fence, and it was all blocked off, and we thought, well, if we get rid of that completely, you can basically walk around the all 4 sides of the house, and create a bit more yard space, and it's worked perfectly. Kids love it. Got a 9-year-old and 11-year-old boys and a 2-year-old girl, and they love just coming out to the garden and playing around. Some more marginata, and it's sort of like a lowish form. I think it only grows to about 2 meters tall, that one. That was from Great Ocean Road Nursery. In fact, a lot of our plants are from the Great Ocean Road Nursery or Wombat Gully over the other side of Geelong. This again was one of the ones that was here when we moved in, and so was that coastal beard heath. Yeah, so we're pretty lucky we kept those. This wattle sort of tree was here too. I think it might be a weed, but it gives us really good shade, so we've kept it just until this Yuki dwarf grows up and can replace this tree with some shade. There's another Victrix there. It's got masses of little white flowers creamy flowers on it at the moment. I discovered those by going to a garden tour at a place over in Anglesea called Ocean Road Landscaping, I think they're called, and he's got a few of them at his place, and they're just awesome. I think they're called a dwarf ghost gum or something, might be their common name, and once they get a bit bigger, they just have these gnarly sort of kind of weird shaped branches that go out on different angles and curve and twist and bend, but this like beautiful white trunk. So I really like those, and the fact that they stay small is perfect for our yard too. Got a few Westringias out the front yard that we try and keep rounded, just for a bit of form in the garden. Lots of, again, Poa and coastal beard heath and spear grass. Just every now and then we find some of these sorts of things just out on bush tracks and chuck them in the garden. I think it looks nice. But yeah, this has been a few years worth of work, and it's starting to look pretty good, I think. But the aim was to create a bit more shade in the garden, and we haven't quite got to that point yet, but once some of these eucalypts get a bit bigger, hopefully they give us a bit more shade over the deck and things like that, because we didn't want to cover in the deck. We just wanted to leave that open because it's beautiful sunlight in winter, but it's just a bit too hot in summer. So hopefully the trees can give us a bit of shade. Got a few grevilleas around. This one's pretty happy. Bees like it. Can't remember what it's called. Maybe like moonlight grevillea or something like that. That really pale yellow flower. That's beautiful. This one here, you can't see it probably because of the white clouds and how bright it is today, but that's a red-capped gum. I think it's called Eucalyptus erythrocorus or something like that. And it's got the most awesome bright red caps on the flowers. They're quite big. But when those caps fall off, the flowers underneath are just absolutely so bright and yellow. So I thought I'd better chuck one of those in, and it seems pretty happy. Some more silver princess. There's a bunch of flowers up the top there that are really happy. There was a big branch coming out off here too, but it snapped in the wind a month ago, so I've had to cut that off. What else have we got here? Some cushion bush. Can't remember what this bank here is, but it's quite a low little creeping one. I quite like that. And some really beautiful coria here. They're quite big actually. Yeah, they're pretty big. Some ground cover creeping coria. It's got little yellow flowers. Actually, that's similar sort of thing to this one. That'll have a bunch of yellow flowers as well when it flowers. Another grass tree. Banksia. I think that one was called Black Magic. I'm not sure what its proper name is, but hasn't flowered yet in 4 years. But they're really nice when it does flower. This is a pretty cool little coria too. It's got these tiny little flowers. Sorry, tiny little leaves, but really nice big flowers. And it just creeps along nicely. Got lots of posts in the ground here because the boys play basketball. So anything around here we need to protect. Cushion bush is actually to protect the windows a bit from the basketball. I think we'll eventually get that covered in with a pergola or something, but that was just a quick fix. But it's actually come up pretty well. Silver princess. This leucoxylin's not looking too happy. It's got a lot of dead leaves. I'm not sure why, but it's got beautiful coloured, really nice coloured flowers. Got a really rich, deep red. Might not be able to see properly, but really, really nice colour. This is another grevillea with sort of pinky reddish flowers that are just ready to open up soon. Another Yuki dwarf here. That one's only been in for probably 2 months. So the sun sets over this way, so we're hoping that gives us some shade on the front of the house. Hopefully. Anyway, that's 20 minutes, so it's almost a bit like an episode really. But I like to do this every now and then just to see where things are at, and you look back, it's funny, you don't think things are growing, and because you see it every day, and then you look back in a year or a couple of years and you go, geez, it's pretty awesome. Sometimes you have to remove things because they get a bit sick or whatever, but it's nice to look back and see how things have changed. Anyway, that's where we're at this point, mid-April 2025. Might do another one of these in another year. See ya.